Today we're going to be taking a look at and also showing you how to install the Dutton-Lainson pull pin easy swivel trailer jack with the 6-inch wheel. Its part number is DL22457. Now the Dutton-Lansen marine jack is going to be the perfect solution for this kind of setup. Our jet ski, smaller marine trailers, even your John boats out to the 18, 20 footers. This should work really well for it. It has 1,000-pound lifting capacity, so that should exceed what we're getting out of most of those applications. The jack also has the tough coat finish. Of course, it's constructed of a heavy-duty steel, but the tough coat zinc finish helps to protect against any corrosion and things like that we often get with the standard steel style marine jacks. The outer tube has a diameter of 2 inches, while the inner tube is 1.75 inches. You can see that inner tube also fully coated. That helps to prevent any of that corrosion getting up inside of the jack, causing us harsher operation when we try to use it. It has a nice large handle as well. It's shaped to be very comfortable in your hand. And something I like about this jack is that the end of the rod is actually inside. In some older jacks, when you would try to grab them and operate them, the nut or the washer on the end would sometimes cut into your hand. That's going to eliminate that by bringing our handle, as you can see, out past that keeper inside. It also offers a nice large wheel. Now this is going to help out with maneuverability in a couple ways. It's wide, 2 inches wide, so it's going to dissipate that energy over a larger area. And it has a 6-inch diameter, so the smaller stones and things that the older jacks used to get hung up on, this should have an easier time of rolling over it. Another thing that'll help with maneuverability, you can see how instead of the wheel being directly below our jack, it's offset rearward slightly. So whichever direction we pull the tongue of the trailer, the wheel is going to turn that way. That way we're not going to have to fight it or try to kick it to get it good to go the direction we want. The spring release handle also makes it very easy to store our jack whenever not in use. This is nice because we don't have to permanently have a mast sticking up or something sticking down. You see our handle's going to free float. We could bring that up. When it's all the way retracted, if we bring that up just a little bit, it'll put some pressure there and it's going to hold it. When we're ready for use, you can see it'll be right back ready. Just need to pull this pin, rotate it downward, and then begin to turn your handle, and that's going to extend the leg of our jack. As you can see, it does work pretty quickly. These typically want to turn, so you always want to kind of just hold your foot there, keep them from rotating if it hasn't made contact with the ground. And once it does, it's going to lift our trailer up very easily, take it off of our ball mount, and it'll be in a stored position. Now these are also very handy on these smaller trailers like this. You can usually pick them up and just put them on your ball, pick them up to move them around, but when they're stored, your boat, or in this case our jet ski, tends to fill up with water. So as we extend this up into its higher position, that's going to put more of a rearward angle on the boat or the ski, or whatever you might have on your trailer for that matter, and allow that water to run out of the back of that. Now when positioning your jack, it can be mounted on the left or right side of the trailer, and it's been designed to work with trailer tongues that are 3 inches by 3 inches all the way up to 3 inches by 5 inches. Now just so you have an idea for the amount of room you're going to need, from the top of the tongue to the top of the jack, it's going to be about 8.5 inches. Our handle also sticks out from the side of the jack about 6.25 inches. Now in its lowest position, we're going to have a bracket height of about 15 inches, which is going to give us about what they state, about 10 inches of total travel. This one had about 10.25, but you know, they give a little bit of a margin there. The jack is also going to come with all of the hardware that you're going to need to get this mounted to your trailer, including your bolts, mounting plates, nuts, and lock washers. Let's take a second and see how that process goes. Now the installation process is going to be really straightforward. You're really only going to need a 9/16 inch socket and a wrench, and we'll orientate the mounting bracket for our application. Now this will be the 3 holes on the bottom, single hole on the top for mounting it on the driver's side. If you want to mount it on the passenger side, just pull the pin and we'll rotate that flange all the way around. Now we'll be ready to mount it over on this side. You can see we want the single hole to be on top of the trailer frame. And bring our bolt through. See See the single hole, and then the 4 holes, we want the single hole to go on there. Then we'll add one of the provided lock washers and nuts. Let's do the same thing for our forward location. We're just going to get these started. We don't need to over tighten them at this point. We want our side plates to sit flush. If you over tighten them, they'll kind of be tipped out. That's not what you're looking for. And we need to see which of the holes are closest to the bottom edge of our trailer. You'll see in our case it's the second one down. So we'll bring our bolt through the jack side, through our plate side, and we'll also be installing a lock washer and nut there. Now while we still have these just finger tight, we can adjust our jack forward or back on the tongue to get it right where we want it. Then with the wrench and socket, we're going to take the slack out of our bolts. Once we have those all snug down, we want to torque them down evenly. And that's going to complete our look at the Dutton-Lainson pull pin easy swivel trailer jack with the 6-inch wheel and 1,000-pound capacity. Part number is DL22457.